Good afternoon. I will try not to make you lazy, so I will not focus on presenting our company, but rather focus on explaining what are the reasons of the failures and what can we do to prevent from the failures, but rather from the philosophical point of view, not focusing on the really casing. We are talking about critical machinery, so about the turbines, pumps, critical pumps and the compressors. When we are talking about the critical machineries, this is the heart of the installation. So any failure of this machine leads to a huge down costs, financial, reputation, safety. Machine starts to be more and more complex, so the risk of failure increase. Also, that means that we need to react really in emergency cases sometimes because of the losses and the downtime causes. Of course, it was introduced before the main four maintenance rules. So we are from proactive to from reactive to proactive. What that means? That's because very often we are thinking that we are already somewhere here, predictive. We are measuring everything. We know everything about the machinery, but still every day morning you are firefighting. Every day. And what is the difference between reactive and proactive? The difference is that every day you will not focus only on solving the problem which happened today, but you are thinking why this problem happened and what to do not to happen it next time. Why the failure happens? There is something nice which is called the Swiss cheese model. Imagine that we have got the yellow layers of cheese represents our different barriers, which are, for instance, safety, trainings, regulations, monitoring, and etc. But we are not perfect in everything, so we have got the holes in this cheese. If we have got, if you imagine, we have got only one layer, then you are 100% sure that you have the treasure and you will have the failure. So the main and the most important thing is to have the several layers. But then it can happen that you are on a safe scenario, but sometimes you are on a failure scenario. And that does not mean that you did something wrong. It just be the coincidence of few factors which normally could not happen. How to prevent from that? In fact, there is no 100% solution, but the only protection can be this several independent layers system. Then we have got the factors, something like an accumulation of minor defects over the time. What I mean, I have last time a discussion with the client. They said nothing happened. The machine worked perfect. For the last 20 years, we checked everything. We did everything perfectly. Everything was exactly as it should be. So we are talking about insignificant small effects, which every of them is so insignificant that does not matter so much for the risk. Then we have the combination of these effects, as you can imagine here. So they are summarizing. But at the beginning, nothing still happens because they are really small, but they are degraduating due to time. So you are thinking nothing happened, but that is not true. The machine which was yesterday, this is not the same machine as it is, and it is today. But we are making a mistake, and we are thinking that nothing happened because, you are making overhaul, you are checking, for instance, the clearances on the bearings, looks the same, almost the same. You are cleaning, 20 years you are cleaning the bearings, and you are thinking nothing happened. But this graduates, and one day, over the time, the accumulation of these small factors, which still every of them is so insignificant that alone they will not lead to the failure, but in combination, you are in the point where you cross the red dash line and you are over the critical threshold. The next thing which I found also very often last time, I have phone calls from the clients 5 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the evening. They are asking because something happened, what to do. They are asking for advice, but they are always on the time pressure. And what I am seeing and what is I would say, always the same scenario. When you are doing under pressure, your decisions are not logical. You are not assuming the reasons. You have got the next very big factor. You have got your boss. You have got production who said let's start the machine, let's try. So you are not focusing on the root cause analysis, what happened, but you are focusing on just acting and trying to start the machine as quick as possible. What happens then? You are just escalating the damages, because instead of 2 days shutdowns and overhauls, you are turning into a few weeks. I remember the case in one of the refinery. They had a big failure of the turbine, so the rotor was completely damaged, but nothing special. They had the spare rotor, so they put the spare rotor into the machine. After 2 days, they failed the spare rotor, but still not so bad because they had the second spare rotor. So they put the second spare rotor into the machine. And it was during 9 days, they damaged 3 rotors. Only after damaging the third rotor and being in the situation that they have no spares, they start thinking, what happened? Are there any recommendations to prevent? You need to understand the machine really degrades. So remind that this is not the same machine as it was yesterday. You have to focus on and monitoring the graduation of the machine and looking for the historical trends, and not ignore small irregularities, even if they alone cannot lead to the failure of the system. But maybe you are already on the limit, and even a small thing can change everything. Something different, not from the turbo machinery, because sometimes we have to focus on earning the money, sometimes we have to focus on pleasure. But I am showing that because that connects a little to the maintenance. We are sponsoring the racing team in an LMP series. This is Polish team, which is called Inter-Europol competition. The guys won 24 hours Le Mans and several races. The funny thing is that 2 of the main mechanics are Slovakian. 2 weeks ago, I was invited for the test session because we are delivering them some kind of equipments for the measuring. So they ask us also to take a look for the procedure and analyze how they are performing. What can we improve to be better and better? When I came into the garage, I saw chaos. Everything was wrong. So they made every mistake they could. They were measuring improperly. They were not collecting the data the right way. They didn't have the plan for this session, etc., etc. I said, this is impossible. They cannot win. How it is possible? Then I found, okay, let's make a trip, and because I was in the paddock, so let's take a look what is the competitions. So I went to the different garage. There was the garage of the American team, United, which is owned by McLaren. There was Ferrari, there was Germans. And I was in shock because there was everything perfect. Clean, all the procedures, they were focused on works, they knew what to do, they precisely measure everything, etc., etc. And I said, okay, so we cannot win. 3 days ago in the weekend, we win again in Sebring in United States. I don't know how. Of course, I know how, but I cannot tell you because we have to win 24 hours Le Mans this year. But what's the conclusion? Not everything must be perfect to succeed. And sometimes even small imperfections and chaos don't always stop great achievements. Let's summarize it. So even the best maintenance strategies won't make machines perfect. You have to be ready for failures from time to time. You can be more and more perfect, and you have to be, but you have to get it that sometimes it can happen because of this cheese, because of the accumulation of that. You have to continuously improve. That's the fact. But sometimes you don't need to focus on every risk, but on the major ones. This is something what is necessary, and this is like in the racing. So success in maintenance comes from the ability to navigate challenges, not just from perfection. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We don't have any question, but I have one comment regarding this, your really rich customer with 3 spare rotors. This is interesting. So you have so rich customers that they have 3 spare rotors just for one machine.
That is not that is not true, but that does not mean that it is the right way of maintenance, because this is not only to have 3 rotors. You know why why it happened? Because they had these rotors and they were repaired already years ago, but it was improper, so they didn't know in what shape was the rotor. So just to have them is not enough. You need to have them in the right condition.
Okay, thank you very much again.